book lovers, it's G here, and I'm here today with another monthly unboxing. So this month I have all the boxes, not really all the boxes. I mean, Illumicrate and Afterlight were skipped because, yeah, they be much more pricey than they used to be, but I have all my Fairyloots. Today, as I'm filming, I don't have all my Fairyloots, but I'm gonna start off with my Bookish and Spice book pick of the month. I believe that it is Dark Romance month this month. Exciting stuff. And the reason why the unboxing video for last month did not contain a Bookish and Spice box was because the Romantasy book pick of the month unfortunately got delayed in production. It was a misprint with the pages. They just wanted it a specific color, so I didn't get the November book pick of the month, but I have the December book pick of the month from Bookish and Spice, and I'm so excited to unbox this because I love receiving new books from Bookish and Spice. They just have the best quality special editions in Australia, in my opinion. Ooh, okay, I'll be home. There is the teaser card. Ooh, I love this bookmark. Okay, we've got a little landscape picture on this bookmark where we've got the characters from the book, and then we've got this sleigh, which is really cool. Oh my goodness, I did not realize that, yeah, there's like a severed... Oh, yeah, okay, it's a little bit gory there, and I didn't actually realize it was a little bit gory. I knew nothing about this book. Essentially, I knew that it was going to be by these two authors because it was teased, but I believe that at the time it was announced, this book had not been out yet. I'm not actually sure. I'd never heard about this book before. How do you want me, Saint Nick? Are you going to use me like a good little ho ho ho? Okay. I definitely lost my momentum with Bookish and Spice based on the fact that I did not unbox a Bookish and Spice book pick of the month last month, but yeah, I really need to remember. Right now I'm filming this like early in the morning. I haven't even had caffeine this morning, my goodness. Essentially, my brain cells are just like not kicking. Bookish and Spice is pretty spicy, and this is a dark romance, and yeah, evidently so. I didn't actually realize, I didn't look at the bookmark properly. All I thought to myself was, it's not spicy, so I can show it up, but I didn't realize that it has a little gore on it, so there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out of the box. I'm going to start off with the pin for the month, and then I will show you the book pick. Ooh, I like that. So every pin that we get within the monthly boxes contains a book, and that is usually the book pick of the month. The book pick of the month is I'll Be Home, a book that I had actually never heard of previously, but I did know that it was Christmas themed. I think that that is quite appropriate, and I love that this book has arrived for our December because often I will receive December boxes. Right now I'm filming this on the 4th of December, so I mean it's coming at a good time. Yeah, there's a doggo and there are knives and a grenade. Oh my goodness, that is such a cool pin. Definitely not wearing that to my Christmas lunch because I come from a religious family. And yeah, that would just not go down well. Okay, so let me show you the special edition. Oh my goodness, I love this foiling. Okay, so I did show you the cool red foiling on the bookmark. It's kind of like a red holographic foiling in a way. Like you can see some rainbow through it. And what I very much appreciate about having this book pick of the month is the fact that Heather Long and Tate James, well, because Tate James is pretty much the co-founder of the event, they are both coming to Babe 2025. I also very much appreciate that Bookish and Spice are selecting a lot of Babe authors. I think the next author as well might be coming to one of the Australian book events as well. So yeah, really exciting stuff. I mean, I'm just hoping that no one cancels at this point. I'm pretty sure that Tate James is not going to cancel, but like Heather Long, please don't. I literally put in my Babe TBR video, I pretty much said about one author, like, please don't let that age poorly, and it did age poorly. We had some cancellations. But yeah, anyway, I'll Be Home. I really need that caffeine. I'll Be Home by Tate James and Heather Long. This is so pretty. I really like this. I really like this for a dark romance cover as well. Yeah, the Yule House. Okay, so we've got the names of the characters on their stockings. We've got Nick, we've got Frost, we've got Rain, and we got Alfie. And these pages are pretty cool. They're quite different for Bookish and Spice pages, but I guess they might suit the aesthetic of the book. We don't have a spicy piece of art here. We've got a cool little Christmas family lunch, dinner, whatever it is. Oh my goodness, the doggo. I was covering the doggo. How could I? Reverse dust jacket. Oh, okay, so the reverse dust jacket, I actually really like this. So it is the bookmark. Severed hand, let me cover that. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Okay, ooh, okay, I think this is my favorite way to display the book. I've got this foiled hardback. Welcome to Northland. Northland? Northland. I love this. This is so cool. Okay, and then we've got this foiling as well. Oh, okay, we don't have spicy art, but yeah, we've got a scene. Let's just say we've got a scene, like an action scene. It's not safe for work in a different way. I very much appreciate that we've got a character here who's covering a kid's eyes. I do very much appreciate the formatting as well. Like, we've got this pretty cool dark page with some graphics and stuff. I think that happens throughout the book, maybe. Like the chapter, yeah, the chapter breaks, they're pretty cool. Overall, I'd have to say that this is a very nice looking book pick of the month. This book is signed by both authors. I'm so happy about that. I was thinking about taking this to Babe to get signed by both the authors, but it's signed anyway. Let us skip over to Future G with the Fairyloot unboxings. And we're back with the next part. So today, as I'm filming, I will be unboxing my Fairyloot YA and my adult. And the next segment should contain my Fairyloot Romantasy. I'm gonna be starting off with the YA and then I'm gonna be moving onward from there. This box is packed. Like, I got a little concerned when I saw it come through. I'm like, oh my goodness, how did this stay together? I know that maybe Fairyloot might have been generous with this one. Oh, they were. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out. Barely any padding. This appeared to be the padding, but before I get to this glorious item, I wanna get to the spoilery card. So this is the theme card art. I really love it. I love that color palette so much. I don't know, I just really love sunsets that contain like blues and purples and pinks. I like those hues in a sunset. So Dragon Lore is the theme for the month of December. I'm really excited about this because I very much appreciate the dragon aesthetic. So let's dive in. First item I see, I mean, I'll show you guys the blanket later, but I'm pretty sure that the blanket is gonna be some sort of grand finale. I don't know. Before I get to the tarot cards, I will show you guys the blanket. This right here is a head wrap. I remember a few years ago, I received one of these in a subscription box. I'm like, ew, I don't want one of those. But as I grow older and as my hair gets longer, I'm gonna need one of these. Before I proceed to put it on, let me show you. Okay, it's got dragons and books. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. And I love the fabric. Right now, it's really hot. I'm actually filming this segment a few weeks after I filmed my Bookish and Spice segment, and it has just gotten hotter since. Oh my goodness, I really like that. Okay, so this can be used for self-care purposes. I don't know if I did it tight enough, and I don't know what this is inspired by. Maybe I might just look at the spoilery card for that. Okay, it's inspired by the book pick of the month, which I know because I paid attention to spoilers. Also, the book pick of the month, the design was leaked. I really like this. I like how it looks on me. Even though this is mostly used for self-care purposes, I would personally use this on a day like this where I just want to get my hair out of the way. I mean, I'm technically wearing a headband underneath, which I might actually try to remove. This was not a good idea. I'm doing it the reverse method. Take a good look at that before I change it all. That took some time. I actually needed the help of Kibolo in the background, but here we are. I do mention this every once in a while in my Fairyloot unboxings. I think when I first started subscribing to these subscription services, items like this and items like kitchen items I wouldn't really care about as much, but the older I get, the more appreciative I am of stuff like this and tea towels and kitchen tins and all that stuff. It's a very practical item to have. I'm very thankful for this, and it's very stylish as well. I very much appreciate it for that aspect too. The next thing I'll pick out of the box seems to be something that I don't really use, but who knows, maybe in the future I might use them. Journal stencils, and I believe that these might be dragon inspired stencils, considering that dragon lore is the theme. So here's how they appear as we open the package. I'm gonna slide them out right now, and let's have a bit of a look-see. Okay, there aren't really many dragons. I think there's only really one dragon, which is over here. I love this. We got a fairy, some leaves here. We've got some banners. Oh my goodness, I really like this book stencil actually. No, you know what? This is very smart for those who like to book journal. I've tried doing that before. Even Fairyloot provided a book journal at some point, and I just didn't keep up. I'm terrible at keeping up when it comes to written journals. I'm great at book tracking with my Excel spreadsheet, and I love writing things down in my notes app. I'm very digital. However, recently I have wanted to start writing things down like pen to paper. I haven't really thought about making it look aesthetic. I do struggle with handwriting and, you know, keeping within the lines. I mean, technically stencils are perfect for that. absolutely perfect for that. And then there's the patience that comes with it as well. Eventually, I will be the greatest journaler ever. But in terms of practicality and time management, because majority of the time I'm using my notes app, I'm on the go. Like, I use my notes app and I technically write things down, like a gratitude journal, no joke, on public transport on the way to work. That is what I do. Or on the go. Like, that is the type of thing that I do to incorporate it into my daily routine, because when I sit down and do things, I'm often writing my novel or I'm editing my videos or something like that, right? So I technically use those to manage my time. But if I ever had a little bit more time in my day to actually sit down and journal something, then I could possibly make the effort to use these stencils. I'm definitely going to keep these on hand though. Who knows? Maybe over the next 5 years I might evolve into someone who likes to make a written journal aesthetically pleasing. And the next thing I see in this box that I picked out seems to be a bookmark set for The Night Ends with Fire. I really do want to read this book. I believe that the Fairyloot special edition that I received of it has got to be one of the most beautiful Fairyloot special editions I've ever received. And so, like, I do want to give it a chance. I mean, I want to give it a chance for multiple reasons. I've heard actually really good things about the story, and I think that a phoenix is involved. The phoenix is kind of like my good luck charm. I find that it's very symbolic, and so that's very much another reason why I'm drawn to this book, and I'm very much drawn to this bookmark as well. So yeah, so we've got this very beautiful bookmark here. Oh my goodness, this art is so gorgeous. The foiling on these bookmarks is not as prominent as the foiling on the other foiled bookmarks that Fairyloot have given previously. However, I think that the art itself stands out enough to make this an absolute stellar item to include in the box, in my personal opinion. I don't know who these characters are at all, but it just makes me want to read this book series even more, so I cannot wait to get to this book series eventually. Getting back to the subject of journaling, I have this, and this looks gorgeous, and it makes me want to write in it, but also it makes me not want to write in it, because the thing about very beautiful journals like this, I just don't want to destroy them. Wow, that feels amazing. So here we've got this really cool dragon here. Open this. Okay, so it's a die cut. Ooh, hello. And it is a dot point journal. I am terrible at my line work, so I do get pretty anxious when it comes to these journals, even though technically you can do the whole dot point thing. If you were to go like dot by dot by dot, it does take a little time, you know? It wasn't really inspired by anything. I mean, it's giving me Fourth Wing vibes, because the Fourth Wing series covers tend to be like gold, black, silver, all that stuff. It could be used for anything, and I very much appreciate that. I mean, hey, it could even be inspired by the series that I'm writing right now, which does involve a dragon, so maybe I could interpret this as something like that. If I needed, oh, this is perfect actually. If I needed to write any physical notes regarding my series, I think that I'm gonna use this journal. I think that it's quite symbolic. It very much captures the aesthetic. I like the arch window, I like the roses and everything. I might use this as like a writing journal if I decide that I want to put pen to paper. The moment you've all been waiting for, it's the blanket time. Okay, the blanket is inspired by Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I really liked the first book in the series. I did not read the second book, and I'm a little bit nervous too, because I've heard mixed things about that book, and I just really loved my reading experience of the first book. So eventually I will get to it. I will rip the band-aid off like I'm trying to rip this piece of tape off. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to destroy you. No. I know how hard you work on this, Fairyloot. I know how hard you work on it, but it wasn't meant to last. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So this is the Daughter of the Moon Goddess inspired blanket. I hope that I'm covering the full frame. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. Oh, I'm in love. Those colors are everything. I really loved this book, the first book in the series. Still have not yet read the second book. I am nervous too. I hope to get to it sometime soon, but I think most likely I might be getting to Immortal by Sulin 10 first. I know, or really assume based on clues, that it is coming in a future subscription box to come, and I could not help myself but to pre-order the Waterstones exclusive edition as well, because that has got to be one of the most beautiful special editions I've ever seen a bookstore do. I'm very much looking forward to reading Immortal. I think that Sulin 10 is absolutely incredible. They are able to craft a story and a world and a romance so well. I mean, technically Daughter of the Moon Goddess has a love triangle, and that is why I'm conflicted. We will see about it. Maybe at this point I am far enough removed to the point that it won't sting as much if we were to go even either way, because at this point I'm actually unsure as to who I want the protagonist with anyway. That does not change the fact that I love the first book and I love this blanket, and I'm going to be using this blanket. It is gorgeous and I want to use it as a tapestry. I just want it to be on display. And now I believe we move on to the tarot cards. You know what? When I really think about it, I think we received 5 items in this box besides the tarot cards in the book. I believe that majority of the time Fairyloot do like 4 items or something like that, but every once in a while they'll do 5, and I'm just really happy that we had a packed box today. I think that, I mean, I'm technically filming this past Christmas, but like this is a great Christmas gift. Like, I'm very impressed. So here I have the 3 of planets and the 4 of planets, and I believe these characters might be inspired by the book pick of the month because I don't recognize them. Yes. Oh no, actually yes. Sorry. At first I went straight to the featured book pick of the month. I'm like, oh yeah, that's correct, but no, I need to go to the collectible of the month, which are the tarot cards. So Vivian and Chumana. Oh wait, no, Vivian and Chumana. Chumana must be the dragon. They are on the 3 of planets card, and then Atlas. Oh, I love the name Atlas. Atlas is on this card. Hiya, Atlas. Excellent addition to my collection, and can't wait to meet these characters. And last but certainly not least, we come to the book pick of the month. This is actually not helping as much as I would have suspected it to help, but oh well. Let's get a little bit of a teaser. The teaser is purple. It is purple. I mean, I technically know what this book looks like already because the design got leaked. The Fairyloot monthly book pick of the month for the YA box is A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. This is a gorgeous cover though. Like, I'm actually very impressed by this cover. It's actually giving me Priory vibes, and I do prefer the purple over the dark blue. Don't get me wrong, I usually actually prefer like blue hues, but it really depends on the type of blue, and I prefer this type of purple over that type of blue, if you know what I mean. This cover right here, gorgeous. I love that artwork. I love that artwork on the pages too. So gorgeous. Yeah, I think that this book right here deserves its spot next to Priory. Ooh, every fire starts with a single spark. Yes, it does. Okay, so we've got our protagonist on this side, and I believe on the other side we might have some more beautiful art. Ooh, yes we do. Vivian and Atlas giving us some romantic tension. Okay, now let me show you the reverse dust jacket. That is so pretty. I mean, I'm not surprised by it because once again, design got leaked, but absolutely gorgeous. I like the dragon, I really do. And then we also have a very beautiful naked hardback. I think this is going to be my favorite feature. Fairyloot have been doing an excellent job with their naked hardbacks very recently. Often I'm finding that they are my favorite feature. Yeah, I really love this design. I love the foiling on the naked hardback, and yeah, once again, I have seen this before, but I very much appreciate looking at it in person. Like, I love it even more than the pictures I saw of it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, seeing that it got leaked, I was like, oh, should I check it out, should I not? When I looked at the leaks, I was like, yeah, you know, that's okay. Seeing it in person though, I'm very impressed. I am definitely impressed by this very beautiful special edition, and it's definitely making me want to read this book even more. Actually, you know what? I think that, like, while I like this feature, the pages right here, I think that's my favorite feature. I do kind of wish that the art design kind of covered the full cover, because I think that the full picture would just look absolutely magnificent, but because we don't have that on the main dust jacket, I like how it's spread out on these pages. I'm very impressed by this box. And now we move on to Fairyloot Adult Fantasy, and this is going to be quite interesting because I've seen a special edition of this book as well. In fact, a lot of the books that Fairyloot does also get special editions with Waterstones and other places. I mean, there is a Waterstones exclusive edition for this book in particular, but there's also just like a standard special edition. So the theme for the month is Pretty Lies. I think based on this art, I knew what it was gonna be. Now, I've read a couple of series from this author previously, and there were moments that I really loved in both the series. Some of you guys might know my history with one of the characters. In this house, we hate Prince Rafferty. Babe, we hate Prince Rafferty.
We hate him.
Yep, good. And as much as I love their writing, I'm not gonna lie, I do now go into their books with a little bit of hesitation based on the fact that one of their love interests really broke my heart in one of their previous book series. Yeah, you would probably know why if you know the history. It's a very chunky book. I'm also not gonna lie, as much as the original cover looks very pretty, I think that some of the colors on that original cover clashed a little bit, for me at least. I'm curious to see what Fairyloot did with this. I was not expecting this color to be part of the special edition because I'm very much used to seeing darker colors being used for it, like, you know, green, maroon, and black, but we're getting light baby blue here. I'm intrigued. Okay, the Fairyloot Adult Fantasy book pick of the month is... Is this a Bluely Boo cover? The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. Immediately, some of you guys might be thinking, oh my goodness, G has a history with Prince Rafferty. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
We hate him.
Yeah, good. If you know, you know. And this right here is the best edition I've seen of it. I looked at every single special edition out there, and every single special edition out there has like very pretty edges and stuff, and yeah, I was tempted. I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm a special edition collector. Maybe I might add that one to my cart as well. I had to stop myself, I had to compose myself, and remind myself that it was most likely gonna appear in a Fairyloot subscription, and it did, especially because Fairyloot have done Mary E. Pearson's books previously as special editions. Dance of Thieves and the Kiss of Deception, those series, they've done that before. So I suspected that this was going to be a Fairyloot special edition, and it is. And it has got to be the most pretty special edition I've seen of it. And I'm pretty sure this is a Bluely Boo cover. I'm pretty sure these are Bluely Boo edges. Oh my word. Let me check. Yes, yes, yes. I know you. I know you, Bluely Boo. I know you. Who knows? Maybe this book might be able to heal me. Within the last few months, I've been learning how to heal grudges, and I totally forgot that I do have a grudge against a fictional character. So I need to heal that. I need to heal that probably before I read this book, but who knows? Maybe this book might just heal me from that. So, oh my goodness, these edges. So pretty. I'm actually surprised that this did not appear in the Romantasy subscription, but then again, I think it's a little bit difficult when so many different like fantasy romances come out within a month. I mean, I'm actually very much satisfied that I have both subscriptions because I was going to cancel my Fairyloot adult subscription initially, but over the last few months, there have been some good fantasy romance picks, and I am very much happy with that. Okay, so this is the original cover with a different colorway. I actually prefer this colorway, but I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer this cover design. I just kind of like how simple this cover design is, and as much as this cover design looks cool, there's just something about this one. The autumnal mushroom vibes, the coziness of it all, just the coziness of it all. Bluely Boo did not only do the dust jacket and the edges, they did this. My word. My word. This is gorgeous. This is stunning. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. This is the only special edition I need of this book. It truly is. I don't feel FOMO with the other special editions. I think that they're cool. I think that they're very pretty. I mean, unless of course Bluely Boo was gonna illustrate the rest of them, of course I would need them, but I feel like right now, this is the only special edition I need of this book. Very much impressed by this very beautiful Fairyloot special edition. I'm pretty sure that this book is going to be good. I've heard great things from early readers, and what I've personally loved about Mary E. Pearson's books so far, like the 5 books that I've read from them, is that the world building is immaculate. Like, I know that with every single fantasy book I read from them, I am going to be intrigued in the political storyline. I very much appreciate how they write political fantasy romance. Yeah, you know, I do have a bone to pick with Prince Rafferty, and that is just my personal problem and stuff. That does not mean that Mary E. Pearson is not one of my favorite fantasy romance authors. It kind of hurts that I was hurt by Prince Rafferty. I do have to admit that. However, I cannot deny the fact that the world building in the Kiss of Deception series and the Dance of Thieves series was absolutely immaculate. I could not praise Mary E. Pearson more for that world building and for the political intrigue. To this day, the series lives in my mind rent-free. I read that series around 3.5 to maybe 4 years ago now. Maybe 4 years ago now, because I was still living at my parents' place at the time. It was during lockdown. It was that time, right? I still think about the series to this day, not just because of the grudge that I have with the love interest. This series truly did have an impact on me. Honestly, I commend them for that, and while I still have some healing to do, I've got some inner child work to do, I am definitely wanting to give Mary E. Pearson another chance. I mean, I gave them the chance with the Dance of Thieves series. I did enjoy that series, and I want to give them this chance with the Courting of Bristol Keats. Really happy that I have this very beautiful special edition. It's so pretty, it's so pretty. Yeah, definitely one of the prettiest books ever. Anyway, it's off to future G-Swizz for the next box. And we're back to unbox the final 2 boxes for this video, and my Arcane Society bi-monthly book box decided to show up around the time that I was planning to film this. So I decided to include that one in this unboxing video because my other separate special edition unboxing videos have been pretty packed enough as it is. So I may as well actually incorporate this into a monthly unboxing. I'm really excited to unbox that. But now, of course, I do need to finish off my Fairyloot unboxings, so I will go into Fairyloot Romantasy and then I'll move on to the Arcane Society. So Fairyloot Romantasy is here. It is an anticipated release. I've actually wanted to read this book since I first heard about it. Everyone was talking about it on different Facebook groups that I follow where there are a lot of Romantasy readers. And then this book got picked up by a publisher. I'm not sure if it got instantly picked up by a publisher. I don't know. It just kind of dropped off the radar for a moment there, and then it ended up getting picked up eventually. So I'm just gonna remove that. A Love Most Divine. As soon as I saw that this was the theme, I knew what book it was, and I'm just very excited to look at the Fairyloot edition. So I'm just gonna remove this from the box. The teaser here is this very interesting color. I was very much expecting the pages to be a darker color, especially because the original cover, independently published version, and the traditionally published version, both of them have like blue-ish covers. This is pretty alarming to me, but we'll see what Fairyloot did with this. Okay, so the book pick of the month is Heavenly Bodies by Amani Eriyu. This is quite the surprise. I was not expecting a concept like this. I mean, technically, it looks very celestial, so it kind of does match the title. However, it very much gives off a different vibe from the original cover. I don't know. I do like the original cover, really do. Oh, I really love this. I don't know. I'm a little bit conflicted, and the reason why I'm a little bit conflicted is probably because the title is not as prominent on this cover as it is the original cover. I very much appreciate the title placement on the original cover, whereas here it just kind of looks like a belly band. Like, hopefully that explains it. I mean, technically I am using a publishing term, so belly band pretty much means that it's this band of paper or cardboard or whatnot that wraps around the book to kind of promote the book, and then you just remove it. Sometimes an ISBN is included on the belly band. This is giving me belly band vibes, and I think that's the only thing I don't like about the cover, but everything else about the cover I absolutely adore. I'm just gonna give you guys a little close-up there. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love the coloring and everything. It's just a little bit surprising to me, I think, because I completely expected something that was going to be on the darker side. Oh my goodness, those pages, absolutely beautiful. This cover is absolutely celestial. I really do like it. I think, once again, my one problem is just the title placement and just how the title kind of blends into the cover itself. I mean, technically, it just like completely blends into it, but you know what? It looks beautiful, and I do like the concept. Oh my goodness, let's look at these end pages. Oh my goodness, they look so cute. I don't know these characters yet. I'm excited to meet them. Okay, I think this is my favorite part of the special edition, but before we go there, okay, so this is the original cover. This is what I'm talking about. I kind of just like how the title stands out, but at the same time, it does not outshine the design around it. I like the original edition, or at least the original trade paperback edition I've seen in Australian bookstores so far, where the foiling is all round. The cover just feels a little bit buttery, but here, being that we have Fairyloot to have like printed on this side, unfortunately, we've got a little bit of a glossy vibe and no foiling here. So if I did want to switch over to this cover, then it's not going to look as glamorous as this side. But then again, I actually do prefer the original colorway of this original cover over the colorway that they chose. I mean, purple is very nice. I do like purple. I mean, purple is on here. It is what it is, I guess. But I need to show you this. I think this is my favorite feature. This naked hardback is just absolutely stunning. I also love how this book opens. It does not feel tight. It feels very loose. That is so cool. I will understand everything about this hardback and all the world building and the map and everything. I will understand that when I finally get to reading it. And this is also very magical. I'm very much in love. I can't wait to read this book. I've heard great things about it for the last few years. When it was first published, a bunch of fans on the Facebook pages that I followed, they would all say, I need a special edition, like so badly. And honestly, I have a special edition. This is my first edition of it. I did unfortunately cancel my Waterstones exclusive edition pre-order, but yeah, this might just make me consider maybe getting that. I don't know. I really don't know. I obviously need to like the book first. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I just get special editions of any and every book that just looks pretty. Overall, a breath of fresh air when it comes to the Heavenly Bodies special edition. And last but certainly not least, we have the Arcane Society bi-monthly book box. I am very much used to the Arcane Society books being delayed like a little bit. I'm not saying that as a complaint. Like, I'm very much happy with my subscription so far. I don't care if I have to wait a few months for the Arcane Society to show up. I do know that the Arcane Society is not gonna string me along for an entire year. Thank goodness. However, I very much do want to acknowledge acknowledge the quality of their special editions. Like the turnaround time for the quality that they produce is chef's kiss perfection, in my personal opinion. At the moment, I think they might just be my favorite subscription service. And I'm very happy that I've been subscribed to them from the very beginning. At first, I was like, you know what? Do I need another Four Horsemen set? I mean, yeah, I will go for it, right? I didn't think much of it, you know, but I just stayed subscribed, and I'm just consistently blown away by just how good these special editions are and the amazing surprises that come bi-monthly. This monthly book box is for the author, Ivy Asher. So just in case you don't happen to know, pretty much the Arcane Society do monthly book box themes that are based on authors. Essentially, we are getting 2 books by this author within this monthly period. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is so cool. Oh, we've got 2 author letters, and I think that's because one of these books are co-written by another author. So we have one author letter by Ivy and Anne, and then we have another author letter by Ivy. And I believe these books are 2 different books, like they are part of 2 different series, and so that is why. But also because Anne is a co-author for one of them. Let's look at this. Okay, I've just dropped those author letters. I will pick them up again, I swear. So here we have the first of the 2 art prints, and this one is inspired by the book that was co-written by Ivy Asher and then Anne Denton as well. Very pretty stuff. It's giving me Red Riding Hood vibes. And then we've got another art print which is inspired by a book series by Ivy Asher, and I'm very much looking forward to this because I have been holding off purchasing the standard paperbacks for a while. If you guys don't happen to know, I actually met Ivy Asher at Rare 2023. She was so lovely. I mean, yeah, she didn't like Sydney and she told me that. I was like, you know what, you just have to visit at the right time. Honestly, the weather in Sydney when Ivy visited was terrible, so I really hope that Ivy comes back to Sydney. Honestly, amazing person. Love them so much. What was I gonna say? Yes, okay, so when it came to their pre-order form, I was so tempted to purchase like every single book series from them, but I held off with a few. I did purchase a few things from Ivy Asher, but I held off purchasing the books in these series. I mean, technically, I don't know if the book in this series was out at the time, but I do know that this book series was out at the time, and I'm kind of happy that I did not pre-order at that time because I had a feeling that maybe eventually it might have been turned into a special edition set, but here we've got something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this box. I have my Stanley knife because these books get shrink wrapped. The first thing I see in this box seems to be a pin. This is a pin that's inspired by one of the series. Essentially, we usually get provided with a pin that is inspired by the author's books. Now, for some reason, I have a feeling that this is inspired by the book that was written solely by Ivy Asher in this box and not the co-authored series. I don't know. I would just kind of expect maybe a Red Hood or Wolves for that pin idea. I clearly have not yet read these books. I'm gonna give you guys a little teaser. Wow, this top part is really stubborn. Okay. That's a little teaser. I'm not sure if you guys can see at all what those titles are. No. It's really difficult, actually. This is really stubborn, but you know what? This is A+ packaging. The books have very low chance of getting damaged in transit. There we go. We got the 2 books here. I'm going to remove this so I can show you guys. I'm going to start off with the smaller one. So the first book that I've taken out of this package seems to be the co-authored book. Is that? No, it's not holographic foiling. I think I saw holographic foiling somewhere, but it probably was not this book. Oh my goodness, I love this cover so much. Into Their Woods by Ivy Asher and Anne Denton. This was a book that inspired the first art print. I mean, quite obviously, she's wearing a red hood, and we see, are there any wolves? No, there are paws there, but right here, check that out. That is so cool. I love this art piece so much. And then here, we've got a little teaser of a wolf's face. You know what? Honestly, there are times where I think to myself, I'm not the biggest fan of like incomplete pictures on pages, but this is very pretty. Like, absolutely stunning. I would let this haunt me from afar. Like, if it locked eyes with me on the other side of the room, I wouldn't be mad. Like, that right here is leaving a very good first impression. This art is also very pretty, so we've got some very beautiful end page art there. Same end page art on the back, but you know what? I don't mind. That is a very beautiful piece of work. And you know what is also a very beautiful piece of work? This naked hardback. I didn't think that it was gonna get better, but it got better. Oh my goodness, I love this. I really love this cover. This is gorgeous. Okay, like, I'm absolutely obsessed with this. Wow, okay. So, I don't know if this was signed by both oh, it was signed by both authors. Technically, this is an Ivy Asher book, but Anne Denton showed up. They signed the book. Honestly, really happy about that. I don't know if this is like the first book in a series. I think it might be, or it might be standalone. Either way, I'm very much looking forward to reading it. Very pleased with this, but I've got a second book that I need to show you guys from Ivy Asher. In fact, it's not just a book. It is a bind-up of a series. It is a bind-up of a series that I really wanted to purchase from the pre-order form that I had mentioned for Rare. Yes, that is where I was getting holographic foiling from. This has holographic foiling! It has a monarch butterfly. Okay, I'm sorry, but just a very, very random tangent slash like side note, but oh my goodness, there are multiple monarch butterflies. Very recently, I have decided that monarch butterflies are just like a sign that like everything is gonna be okay. It's just something that I've just gravitated towards very recently, and the fact that this special edition has a few monarch butterflies on it is just like an absolute sign from the universe. My goodness. This is the Osseous Chronicles by Ivy Asher. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just know that the first book, I think the first book is The Bone Witch. Yes, the first book in the series is The Bone Witch. This is a trilogy, I believe. The Bone Witch, seeing it for the first time on Amazon was the first time I had ever had exposure to any of Ivy Asher's books. It was just following me everywhere on my algorithm, and I've heard great things about the series, and this is a bind-up of the series. How cool is that? Like, I did not receive 2 books in this subscription. I received 4. How incredible is that? Round of applause. Round of applause. For the good money that I pay for these special edition books, I just think that that's absolutely impressive. These pages have got to be some of my favorite printed edges, like, ever. That is just so awesome. Oh, I just love the coloring of those flowers. I just love the coloring in general. I mean, technically this cover has some dark and muted hues, but we've got some color there, which is very nice. Now, I am ready to be surprised by everything else. Okay, so firstly, we do have a signature from the author here. Very lovely of them. We've also got some very beautiful end page art. I would guess that we've got, yep, we've got the same end page art on the other side. Very pretty. Oh my. I remember with the last book, I told you that I did not think that it would get better, but it got better. It did get better. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, that is absolutely stunning. If you want both of the books within the box to kind of match each other, they have a very similar naked hardback. That is awesome. I love this so much. I mean, technically, I don't know how to display this one. I really love that reverse dust jacket, but this is just really beautiful. That deep purple, absolutely stunning. I definitely reckon that this is a contender for my favorite special editions of the year. I think this will be making an appearance again, 100%. Absolutely impressed by these Arcane Society special edition books. I just need to hold these 2 naked hardbacks together just to show you. That is just top quality. And the feeling of these hardbacks as well. I wish that everyone had access to what I'm feeling right now. These books are very well bound, just everything. I don't know. I feel like the Arcane Society is like the real deal, you know? I mean, yes, I'm gonna continue to glaze them. I'm gonna continue to glaze them, but you know what? I don't care. They're great, and I'm just so happy that I get a great return on the investment every single time I renew. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you happen to stay to the end of the video, is there a butterfly emoji? If there is, leave me a butterfly emoji. And if you happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers. And also, I have social medias. I'm at author Gianna Jones on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow me there for some more bookish content. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.